So last video, I hit a half-court shot with the best player on every NBA team. And today, we're going to be doing the same thing, but with the worst player. It's going to be the exact same as last time. I'm going to go through each team. And instead of the highest rated, I'm going to use the lowest rated player and see how many attempts it takes to hit a half-court shot. Sorry if I butcher a lot of these guys' names. I'm not as familiar with them as the best players on each team. Obviously, again, I'm going to be telling you guys their overall, their three-point rating, and then we'll see how many attempts it takes them. So starting off on the 76ers, we got Dakota Mathias. He's a 67 overall, 77 three-point rating, and it only took him 5 attempts to hit a half-court shot. Next up, we got the Bucks. We got Sam Merrill. He's a 67 overall, 81 three-point rating, and it only took him 1 attempt to hit a half-court shot. For the Bulls, we got Mokoka, a 67 overall, 67 three-point rating, and it took him 24 attempts to hit a half-court shot. For the Cavs, we got Lamar Stevens, 68 overall, 67 three-point shot, and only 2 attempts to hit a half-court shot. For the Celtics, we got Tremont Waters, 69 overall, 72 three-point rating, and again, only 2 attempts to hit the half-court shot. For the Clippers, we got Terance Mann, a 71 overall, which is the highest out of anybody. There's a few players at a 71. He has a 73 three-point rating, and it took him 6 attempts to hit a half-court shot. For the Grizzlies, we got Xavier Tillman. He's a 70 overall, has only a 63-point rating, but it only took him 3 attempts to hit a half-court shot. For the Hawks, we got Skylar Mays, a 68 overall, 74 three-point rating, and it took him 7 attempts to hit a half-court shot. For the Heat, we got Cabe Vincent. He's a 67 overall, 81 three-point rating, and it took him 30 attempts to hit a half-court shot, our longest so far by quite a bit. And then up next, we got the Hornets. We got Nick Richards, a 68 overall. He only has a 25 three-point rating, and that showed with him shooting half-court shots because it took him 43 attempts to hit a half-court shot, which is just way too high. It took forever with this guy. But moving on to the Jazz, we got Jarrell Brantley, a 67 overall. He has a 74 three-point rating, and it only took him 1 attempt to hit a half-court shot. For the Kings, we got Justin James, 70 overall, 76 three-point rating, and it took him 5 attempts to hit a half-court shot. Moving over to the Knicks, we got Ignas Brazdeikis, or however you say his name. He's a 70 overall. He has a 76 three-point rating, and it took him 4 attempts to hit a half-court shot. Moving over to the Lakers, we got Kostas Antetokounmpo, the best Antetokounmpo, bro. He's a 69 overall, has a 33-point rating, and it only took him 2 attempts to hit a half-court shot. For the Magic, we got Karim Mane, 66 overall, 68 three-point rating, and 13 attempts for a half-court shot. For the Mavs, we got Nate Hinton. He's a 67 overall, 73 three-point rating, and it took him 7 attempts to hit a half-court shot. For the Nets, we got Reggie Perry. He's a 69 overall, 68 three-point rating, and it took him 3 attempts to hit a half-court shot. For the Nuggets, we got Vlatko Cancar. He's a 70 overall with a 75 three-point rating, and it took him 16 attempts to hit a half-court shot. For the Pacers, we got Jalen Lecque, 68 overall, 62 three-point rating, and 20 attempts to hit the shot. For the Pelicans, we got Wenyen Gabriel, 69 overall, 73-point shot, and 3 attempts to hit the half-court shot. For the Pistons, we got this man on screen right now. I don't even want to attempt to say his name because I'm going to butcher it so much, but he's a 69 overall, 77 three-point rating, and it took him 7 attempts to hit a half-court shot. For the Raptors, we got Malachi Flynn, 71 overall, 77 three-point rating, and 6 attempts to hit the shot. For the Rockets, we got Mason Jones, a 66 overall, 75 three-point rating, and it took him 4 attempts to hit a half-court shot. For the Spurs, we got Tre Jones. He is a 70 overall, 69 three-point rating, and 15 attempts to hit a half-court shot. For the Suns, we got Javon Carter. He's a 71 overall, 75 three-point rating, and it took him 5 attempts to hit a half-court shot. For the Thunder, we got Isaiah Roby, 70 overall, 72 3-point rating, and 3 attempts to hit a half-court shot. For the Timberwolves, we got Ahston Hagans, 68 overall, 68 3-point rating, and it took him 42 attempts to hit a half-court shot, one off being the highest in the competition. For the Blazers, we got Keljin Blevins, 68 overall, 68 3-point rating, and it took him 13 attempts. For the Warriors, we got Juan, Toscano, Anderson, 68 overall, 78 3-point rating, and it took him 11 attempts. And then moving on to our final team, our final player, we got Anthony Gill, a 68 overall with a 76 3-point rating, and it took him 7 attempts to hit a half-court shot. So the winners of this competition are going to be Jarrell Brantley and Sam Merrill, who both only took 1 attempt to hit a half-court shot. And our loser is Nick Richards, who took 43 attempts to hit a half-court shot. And then I wanted to compare both our videos, our best players versus the worst players, and kind of compare their averages. So the best players on average, it took them 6.67 attempts to hit a half-court shot. And then the worst players, it took them on average 10.33 attempts to hit a half-court shot. So quite a bit higher than our best players. It would have been nice to see them get under 10, but still not awful. On average, our best players had an overall of 88.9, whereas our worst players had an average of 68.5. So 20 overalls higher on average for our best players. And then finally, the average 3-point rating for the best players on each team was 79.6, and for the worst players was 69.4. So again, 10 higher for the best players. They obviously had quite a bit of an advantage, and they performed quite a bit better. Make sure you smash the like button on the video and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on new videos. This has been your boy Smequle, and I'll see you next time. Peace.